Hey, what's up, dudes? Off Meta Michael here. So you can see I'm watching Snoobay's character, and it's ridiculous, right? It coats the entire screen in twisters. It's so fast. It doesn't use any movement speed. It just uses attack speed to get around with Whirling Slash. And there is another build that uses Tempest Flurry to do basically the same thing for movement. Look, his computer can't even keep up with the amount of stuff on the screen. This is, to me, is something that was promised by GGG for Path of Exile 2. They promised the game would be readable. It's not when you play stuff like this. Also, this is so much more efficient to play in terms of map clearing and all that stuff that there's no reason to play anything else. So this is nothing against Snoobay for creating like a god tier build, Nothing against you, dude. But I'm telling you, in terms of the balance of the game, stuff like this just can't be in the game. That's my opinion. You can disagree with me if you'd like, anybody. But I just think that if you're going to want people to load into the game every league and play a build that they feel like is their own, you can't have this kind of stuff in the game be the most efficient. You just can't. You need to have way more balance. There's got to be a lot less screen wide stuff, a lot less zipping through the map, The game needs to stay readable and clean. This, by the way, in terms of like capturing new players, is terrible. This looks like an arcade mobile game. This does not look like a top tier ARPG that is supposed to follow in the that's supposed to be like a Diablo 2 successor, So I think they really do need to figure out what the top end of speed is they're willing to have so that they can bring that down to a level that makes sense with other builds in the game, okay? Like, if you're not playing this build, you're not clearing maps very fast, right? You're wasting lots of time trying to get through the maps. And now that this is here, right, it's going to be hard for some people to go back, But if you leave it, then nobody's going to play anything else. So, yeah, sorry, Snoo. You got an awesome build. I know you've been working on it all league or whatever, and you kind of did the same thing last league. But I think it's time to let it go, man. You broke the game completely, and it's super, super, super fast. And it's cool that you can scale things like that in the game. But at the same time, it just, nothing else makes sense, Like, how are you going to even have any other type of new build that's using flails and shields and traps and like, what is the shadow going to do if there's going to be some kind of stealth mechanic and backstabbing and like big crit damage, single target stuff? Like, it doesn't even make sense, So I really do think they need to take a look at some of this kind of stuff and really rein it in a lot, So if they don't, then they're going to fall into a problem that Diablo 2 has, actually, which is that whenever there's a ladder or league reset, most people feel compelled to pick the fastest thing, which is in Diablo 2, a sorceress, because she gets teleport at level 18 and nobody else does. Everyone usually picks a sorceress on ladder reset in Diablo 2 because it's just the fastest thing to get up and running for magic finding so that you can fund the builds that you actually want to play. And I feel like this game is kind of doing that too, where you play the fastest thing you can play in order to get a lot of currency, and then maybe you can either min-max that or you could actually play a build that you want to play. And I just don't really want to see them go down that road. I really think they need to figure out once again, how readable everything should stay. Like like these maps with the delirium fog, for example, are really not nice looking. They're not fun to look at, you know. Um, and I know, like when you're playing these yourself and you're the one in control, you're moving, zipping around the map, you're finding divine orbs and stuff. It can be fun. Like I know that. Don't get me wrong. It can be fun. But what you're creating is like you're creating a game though where when people look at it from the outside, they don't want to play it. Okay. I'm just telling you that because that's why I stayed away from Path of Exile 1 for so long. Is because it did not look fun, because it didn't look readable, and it looked way too spammy. So I'm not saying the game has to be completely the campaign the entire time. I'm not saying that. But I am saying there needs to be probably a cap on some of the top end of speed and everything, and then they should balance accordingly to that. So what do you guys think? Am I completely off base here? Is this what's best for the game actually? Is this what makes it more fun to play, to be able to do really insane stuff like this? Or does it make you feel like, yeah, I can't really play the builds I want to play because these are just so much faster and more efficient and better? Why would I not play these instead? Does it kill the build variety a bit for you? I kind of feel like it does. So let me know what you think, and talk to you later.